Greetings everyone, thanks for joining me today on the Moneybag 73 channel for voting video number 256 in the incredible Mandela Effect voting video series. Hope everyone's getting comfortable being conscious of their reality shifts. I always thought that if I ever did this video, there'd be no denying the fact that this was changed. I was ready to laugh in the face of anyone who said, oh yeah, it was always called Starbucks. I thought the S might fall off one day. I've been looking at Starbucks for 2 years now going, you better not change on me. Well, the other day I passed by a Starbucks and I had the same feeling I did like a year ago when I drove by Men's Warehouse. And the warehouse was W-E-A-R house instead of W-A-R-E. It was wear your clothes, warehouse. And I don't remember. I remember it being like a regular warehouse, not a W-E-A-R house. So I had a certain feeling, and I had this feeling the other day with Starbucks. But I couldn't really pinpoint, I don't know. Those of you experiencing the Mandela Effect, you understand what I'm saying. Sometimes you just notice something, you're like, right off, you're like, something's not right with that. But you can't always pinpoint it. So, let's get into this one here. We have Starbucks coffee. Now, last night, I noticed that Blaze in Japan, on the Need Input channel, did something on Starbucks coffee. So I'm like, okay, so I'm not the only one who noticed something here. So there'll be a link to his video down below. Check it out. He makes really good Mandela Effect videos if you're not aware of this channel. So definitely you're going to want to check out this channel, Need Input. There'll be a link down below. So he did a video on it saying how it changed for him in the Starbucks that he goes to. Now the difference is, on 95% or so of Starbucks, it says Starbucks coffee. You can still find a few that don't have the word coffee. But on almost, this is San Francisco here. On almost every single Starbucks, it's Starbucks coffee and always has been. As far back, I can't tell. It's not like they just ran around. I asked my wife, hey, the Starbucks where we used to live, I didn't say, but the coffee place where we used to live, what was the name of it? You know, the one on the corner there by the Chevron? You mean Starbucks? I'm like, yeah, Starbucks, right? That's what it said, right? Starbucks. And she said, yeah? And I'm like, it didn't say anything else, right? And she's like, maybe coffee? And I'm like, okay, here we go. So I'm like, did it say Starbucks coffee or did it say Starbucks? And she's like, well, I think it said Starbucks. And all right, so I told her, it says Starbucks coffee, but it seems really long. So I showed her, and she's like, yeah, that looks really long. I don't remember the name of the business being so long. So then she says to me, well, when I came to the United States, just before we got married, she had never seen a Starbucks before in her country. So she started seeing them. She didn't know what it was. If it had said Starbucks coffee, I don't think she'd be questioning, well, what is that place I keep seeing? So thumb this up if you remember just Starbucks on the Starbucks near you or on any Starbucks you've ever seen. Go ahead and thumb it down if it's always been Starbucks coffee. Now this logo here, the coffee doesn't look wrong. I remember Starbucks coffee. I remember coffee being here on their circular logo. But for Starbucks coffee on almost every single coffee shop, just looks bizarre. And I'm seeing all different type of colors now. Black, white, brown. I remember green. But it seems like I might have, I don't know. Just feeling really weird with this. I don't think they're not like certain companies that only use, a certain logo name on every single building and it's the same color on every single one. They seem to kind of mix and match, but the word coffee just appearing out of nowhere seems really strange. So this is what I remember here. with their logo. So like I said, you can still find a few shops where you don't see coffee, but it's almost 95+% say Starbucks coffee. Here's a Starbucks. Like I said, there's no coffee here. The name here just looks too long. I can't imagine that I'm making this video and Starbucks is involved in the Mandela effect finally. And I thought no one would be able to deny it, but I'm sure that this is going to blow some of you away and others are going to go, it's always said Starbucks coffee. And that's just the way this works. I understand that. It always it's always said Starbucks coffee. There's the original little shop here in Washington. It just says Starbucks. Oh, that's what you're thinking of. The original shop. No, I'm not. Because I've never been to the original shop. I'm thinking about the Starbucks that have been around me most of my life. And they just said Starbucks. They didn't say Starbucks coffee. It just seems so strange now. Now, I did find... All right, let's check one other city here. I'll show you these toys. I found these toys. I'll bring up a couple cities where some of you might be. So... There's 4 toys here I was able to find. Starbucks. Doesn't say anything about coffee. Starbucks here on this toy. No coffee. Starbucks on this toy. Starbucks on this toy. Alright, so that kind of might be some reality residue there with the Starbucks. Wonder if this N is capitalized here on this toy. Get a little off track. Oh, they don't have it. Okay, so anyway. Going back over here. Let's try New York. Maybe some of you are in New York. So we'll put New York. Starbucks coffee. Starbucks coffee. Yeah, pretty much every single one. Now here's just Starbucks. I don't know if they have another signage somewhere else. Starbucks coffee. Starbucks coffee, pretty much. Well, here's another one. Like I said, it's not every single one, not 100%, but I would have never said that 95% of Starbucks said Starbucks coffee. The one that I've been most familiar with the past 15, 20 years says Starbucks coffee, and it looks kind of weird. Here's Starbucks. So let me know on this one. I hate to say it, but I'm not 100% on this one, which bothers me because I thought if I ever did a video on Starbucks, I would be 100%. It just looks weird. It looks weird and too long, and I know they have different, like here, these are totally different. I mean, they have different signage and stuff, so it'll have to be like, here's just Starbucks. It'll have to be the one near you. It just seems like coffee has popped on here on like 95% of what I'm seeing. Here's Starbucks coffee. The light is out. All right, let's try one other city. Let's see. What should we go for? Okay, Chicago. I heard someone say Chicago. So, first one, Starbucks coffee, Starbucks coffee, Starbucks coffee, Starbucks coffee, Starbucks Reserve. Not familiar with that. So we get the coffee here, coffee, coffee, coffee. Coffee, no coffee here. Not sure if there's another sign for that. Coffee, coffee, coffee. And here's Starbucks. So it's like 90+%. I found 2 out of all the images we've seen so far. But we didn't see the whole store. We don't know. It could be another sign that said Starbucks coffee. All these are coffee. So almost all of them are Starbucks coffee in Chicago. I'm sure I lost a lot of people by now. That's fine. I'm just going to keep going here. If you're sticking with me, give me another city. What do we got? Dallas? Okay. Let's check out Dallas. Kind of going with the theme here. Everything seems to be... Now here's one.